Forrest Kinney. Thank you for joining me here at the piano. I'd like to begin by discussing Beginning Years, a collection of 32 piano pieces for teenagers and adults in their beginning years of study. As these students learn to read and interpret scores, they want to play music that sounds rich and complex, yet they're limited by their reading ability, by their coordination or lack of coordination, and of course we know they're limited by their practicing time. So what they need are pieces that have sophisticated sounds but are easy to read and to learn and to play. So the pieces in this collection are pattern-based. They're full of patterns that make them relatively easy to learn. They don't require a lot of coordination, or if they do, it's one movement that's repeated many times, so they learn that movement. The pieces are generally longer than pieces in other beginning collections, and this allows the older beginner to really immerse themselves in the act of playing. And of course, they progress more quickly, and they enjoy it a lot more. In this book, there are 32 pieces, and they're divided into 8 groups with 4 pieces each. I've chosen pieces that can supplement the typical major key pieces in method books. About a fourth of the pieces are arrangements of familiar tunes, and many pieces can be used as a basis for improvisation. So this book can be used to connect the art of interpretation to the arts of arranging and improvising. The first 4 pieces are arrangements of familiar melodies. This piece is easy to coordinate and is notated using only quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes, yet it's filled with complex, resonant, modern harmonies. The next section has 4 fun arrangements of Happy Birthday, including ones in blues and boogie styles. The third section has pieces in minor keys. For example, Quiet Voices is another piece that's easy to read and play but sounds full. The Journey is an example of a pattern-based piece that's much easier to read and play than it sounds. There are 4 pieces in different modes: Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, and Mixolydian. Ancient Doorways introduces the Dorian mode. It's made entirely of fifths and notated only with half notes and whole notes, so it's easy to read, yet has the sonorities and expansive range of a piece by Debussy. The pedal remains down during most of the piece. The next section has 4 pieces in jazz and pop idioms. For example, here's the beginning of a piece called A Bit of Bop. Then there are 4 pieces that explore feelings of sadness and grief. This piece, called Grief Softens with Time, has especially complex feelings, but especially simple notes. The piece Valentine No More is one of those pieces that sounds difficult but is full of patterns that make it easy to read and learn. Then there are 4 pieces from around the world: Japan, Persia, Paris, and Cuba. Paris 1890 has the sophisticated harmonies of the famous Gymnopédie by Erik Satie without the left-hand jumps. And the last section has etudes that focus on an aspect of technique that's essential yet often neglected. It's explained in the book. This book can be purchased as a PDF anywhere in the world and is also available as a printed book in the US. Enjoy creating.